My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Every single week, we break down full UFC fight cards. We give you our picks, our bets, and our fantasy plays. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our content. And we're also giving away $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets, signs up with one of our 5 betting partners, and makes a deposit, will get $50 from us. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, however you want it. And this is brought to you by EarnU.io. EarnU.io is the world's first sports and esports prediction game, allowing you to earn crypto risk-free. Check it out now at EarnU.io. Next up, at UFC Vegas 52, we have Marcin Prachnio taking on Philipe Lins. Marcin Prachnio, 15-5 overall. He's 2-3 in his last 5, coming off a performance of the night bonus. Philipe Lins, get that thing under control. Get it under control. Unbelievable. Get it under control.
It's not my dog.
Yeah, I bet it isn't. Philipe Lins, 14-5 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, looking for his first UFC win. Marcin Prachnio was a big-time prospect. He came into the UFC undefeated, and then he dropped 3 fights in a row by first-round knockout. He seems to have put things together and went back to his traditional martial arts roots. He has 400 combat karate wins and an insanely long list of accomplishments. His MMA style, though, is more of a technical brawler who has no problem getting into a firefight. The issue, however, is his chin doesn't really support that fighting style. He does have incredible power, but he can be KO or bust. Philipe Lins is a heavyweight who's making his light heavyweight debut in this fight. He has legit power in his hands at heavyweight, so I can't imagine how hard he hits at light heavyweight. If he's able to take the power with him, he has a BJJ black belt, but he prefers to hang out inside the pocket and trade or walk you down with his heavy hands. Dude, this is so distracting. So distracting.
I thought my mic was still muted, honestly.
Anyway, Philipe Lins moving down the light heavyweight. He has done light heavyweight in the past, just not in the UFC, and it has been a very long time. Moving down the light heavyweight, he's got power in his hands. If he takes that power down with him, he will be even more dangerous. And this is another interesting matchup because Prachnio is a talented guy who has had chin issues in the past, but he has an entire set of skills we have not seen him use. Philipe Lins is a heavy-handed striker with very good grappling in his back pocket. The bookies like Prachnio here at -120, -150 on some books, and it's probably because he's coming off a beautiful knockout over Ike Villanueva, but that was honestly a pretty close fight, and he was taken down before the eventual KO. Lins is 0-2 in the UFC, but he lost a decision to Andrei Arlovski, and he was clubbed out by Tanner Boser. But I think Tanner Boser has proven to be a solid heavyweight, so I don't think that's a bad loss. And I actually like Philipe Lins to win this fight, but I will be watching the scales closely because it's been a while since he's been down at light heavyweight. So I want to see what he looks like on the scales, and if he looks good, he looks fresh, he looks big, then I'm all for it. And Philipe Lins is 100% the pick, and I may find a way to bet on him. But if he's looking a little sucked out, struggles a bit on the scale, then I just don't know if he's going to take that power with him, and we'll see what happens. Is your dog under control? Like, you're ready to show up for work and we're good now?
Yeah, what a roundabout non-pick that was. If he looks good on the scale, so then you can be like,
he's
if he
changing
loses,
weight classes.
I know, but hopefully you make an actual pick before Saturday. Otherwise, you're going to be like,
the pick, and we're doing a pre-fight live stream where I will confirm.
I just wanted you to be positive and
what's your
focused
pick?
for the people.
I like your pick.
Yeah, I'm going out Prachnio, but I'm glad you mentioned that last fight with Ike Villanueva because he was getting beat up early versus Villanueva.
I wish you guys could see what's happening right now. My wife popped in here.
Talk about being professional.
Mocking me and making stupid
Talk
faces.
about being a professional.
Okay.
Unreal. I have a
Goodbye.
barking dog. You interrupt me to start. I mean, jeez.
Your barking dog interrupted you, and mine interrupted me. Oh, did you hear that? I'm just joking. Oh boy. Continue with your breakdown, please.
Oh God, that wasn't me. I'm not a part of this. I'm not a part of this. I don't know what I was saying. Yeah, that Ike Villanueva fight, he was really getting beat up early and got hurt early. And the only thing that kind of turned that fight around was he was able to land a bunch of heavy leg kicks on Ike Villanueva, because Ike Villanueva's kind of got that front heavy leg. He wants to box. He wants to stay in your face. And once he started to shoot up his leg, he couldn't do anything and eventually got dropped after that. And I could see the same thing kind of happen with Philipe Lins, because he kind of fights the same way as Ike Villanueva. I'd like to see him try to initiate the clinch a little bit more, kind of pressure Prachnio, because Prachnio doesn't really like that pressure. You saw when Ike Villanueva was pressuring him, he used a lot of front kicks and kind of throws that jab out there to kind of keep you at distance. I like to see Philipe kind of crowd him a little bit, maybe try to get this fight to the ground, because Philipe is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I think he can excel on the ground if he can get it there. He's not really a wrestler, so it's hard for him to get those takedowns. But if he initiates clinches, anything can happen. Those guys could trip, they could follow ground, and that's where he should excel. But, I like Prachnio just because I like his footwork in this matchup. I like his leg kick ability. I think he's a better athlete. But if Philipe Lins comes in and wins, it would not surprise me at all.
Yeah, and Prachnio gave 3 first-round knockouts in a row. I'm surprised he wasn't cut, honestly. But they believed in him, and now he's strung together a couple of wins. But Philipe Lins, again, if he takes that power down with him, obviously he's going to be super dangerous for a club and sub or just a straight-up knockout. Prachnio
Club and sub, I like that.
Yeah, you've never heard that before? Oh, all right.
That might be my new OnlyFans name.
I like Freckled Salamander a little bit better. But Marcin Prachnio, he's a very talented fighter. I mentioned he has
Freckled Salamander.
He has 400 combat karate wins. So if he uses that movement and uses those skills.
What did you just say?
Marcin Prachnio has 400 combat karate wins.
Well, he was my pick, so I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, with the research that you do. Anyway.
Well, I mean, where do you find that? On the back of a Cracker Jack box or something?
Unlike you, I do
Snapple
quite a bit
bottle?
of research.
Oh
Anyway,
God,
I don't think Marcin Prachnio is a bad pick. I just like Philipe because of the power in his hands. And the reality is he's also a very talented fighter with some solid grappling in his back pocket, even though he's a grappler who has turned into a striker over time. You're going to throw Prachnio in your DraftKings lineup. That's a question, not a statement. No. Philipe Lins may end up in mine. We'll see. You can't afford all favorites, so I think he's one of the more live underdogs, especially with the power in his hands. And the betting odds in the DraftKings lines don't necessarily line up, right? DraftKings thinks Prachnio is a much bigger favorite than the betting odds do. Monkey knife fight, more or less. What do you think of that strike line? 62 is a real tough number.
Yeah, that's a lot for these guys because they both have heavy hands and they both are prone to getting finished as well. So I don't like it. I don't know. I don't like it.
I don't like it either because 62 is too high, 36 is too low. So maybe it's a less more situation, and they're somewhere in the middle at like 40 until somebody goes down. But if you are confident in your Monkey Knife Fight pick, go to WeWantPicks.com/MKF. And if you want 50 free dollars, go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. We are giving $50 to anybody who signs up with one of our betting partners and makes a deposit.